affects your peace of mind. It doesn't matter how important you think something is. If it affects your peace of mind, then it is not worth it. So today we're treating chapter 21, which is the last chapter of this book, The Power of Self-Discipline, No Excuse, Brian Tracy. Chapter 21 is titled Self-Discipline and Peace of Mind. Hello, hello, hello. You're most welcome to this exciting review. I have a quote here by James Allen. It says, men and women are anxious to improve their circumstances, but are unwilling to improve themselves. They therefore remain bound. The man who does not shrink from self-crucifixion can never fail to accomplish the object upon which his heart is set. This is true of earthly as of heavenly things. Even the man whose object is to acquire wealth must be prepared to make great personal sacrifices before he can accomplish his objects. And how much more so he who would realize a strong and well-poised life. The summary of this is that for you to accomplish anything important or extraordinary or anything that your heart desires in life, you must be willing to improve yourself. You must be willing to make sacrifices. You must be willing to let go of something. And one of those things that you must be willing to improve upon is the quality of your peace of mind. It doesn't matter how rich, how talented, how beautiful you are. You know, if you lack peace of mind, if you're not in a good place spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, you're always worried, you're always anxious, you're carrying hurts or the baggage of bitterness around, there is no way you are going to enjoy your discipline. If you truly desire to develop all your inner resources and your true potential, you want to become great, you want to become wealthy, but then your peace of mind is not intact. It is always going to be pulling you back and even down. Throughout the ages, in all religions and philosophies, the highest human good or idea has been peace of mind. Peace of mind. Even God says in the Bible, my peace I give unto you, not as the world gives. You know, there is the mention of peace of mind in a couple of places in the Bible. That means even God wants you to be at peace with yourself, to be at peace with other people, to be at peace with everything that is around you. So to develop spiritually and to become a fully functioning person, you must regularly apply self-discipline and self-control to your thoughts, your feelings, your actions. Your spiritual development, your inner peace, and the experience of joy require mastery. It requires self-control. It requires self-discipline. You cannot keep opening up your life to those things that steal your peace of mind. You cannot keep allowing people that disrupt your peace of mind into your space. That is where self-discipline comes in. The ability to say no to anything that is going to affect your peace. There are two kinds of inner success. One is the outer world, and this one you can achieve it, through discipline, by working hard, by achieving what you need to achieve in your career, having money, working on your goals and becoming better as a person. But there is a second one, and that is the inner world. To succeed in the inner world requires the opposite of your abilities. It's not about hard work or anything like that. It is the achievement of inner peace. And you must discipline yourself to let go of everything that can disrupt your sense of inner peace and contentment, your sense of happiness. Because if your inner world is not intact, if there is trouble in your inner world, it is going to affect your outer world. If you don't have peace in your heart, imagine that you cannot be a productive person at work. You're going to be bitter. Your colleagues will not have a good time with you. So the inner should flow onto the outer. When you are at peace in yourself, when you're spiritually good, you are emotionally and psychologically good, then it is going to reflect on your outside. When you practice detachment, that means you need to constantly separate yourself emotionally from negative things, negative circumstances, negative emotions, anything at all that is affecting your peace of mind. And another thing you must do is to let go of the need to be right. You don't always have to be right. Somebody asked a vital question, Dr. Gerald. He said, do you want to be right or you want to be happy? Most times when you want to be right, you discover that you're unhappy. You're trying to prove a point. You have a political view, a religious view, you have your ideologies, you have your perspectives. And anytime somebody goes against these things, you always want to prove a point. You always argue and argue and argue. And at the end of the day, you lose an argument, you lose your peace, you're unhappy. So sometimes you just need to let go of the need to be right. It is better to be happy than to be right. You always don't have to prove a point to anybody. Know yourself. Know what you are capable of doing. You know that you are sure about yourself. You know your self-worth. So that is all that matters. They refuse to blame anyone for anything. One of the things that affects people's peace of mind is blame. They always find somebody to blame for anything and everything that is not going well. They must point an accusing finger at somebody. That is the chief cause of negative emotions and the primary destroyer of inner peace. It is blame. Always blaming people. Something happens, you don't take responsibility. You never think for once that you may be wrong. You never think for once that be this may be your own handiwork. This may be your own responsibility. You conjure all kinds of excuses in your head and you think of who to blame. You blame your parents, you blame your spouse, your children, you blame the government, you even blame your television, you blame your shoes for cutting off in the middle of the road, you blame your car for stopping, you blame your engine for refusing to sound right, you blame everything. It is the chief cause of negative emotions. And when you blame people, you become angry, you become, you resent them. If you don't let go of the need to always blame people, you blame people for silly things, even things that are not their fault. Somebody does not smile at you, you blame the person for the cause of your misfortune. Maybe the person is dealing with his own issues. Maybe the person did not even see you. Maybe the person is even having a bad day at work. But because they don't smile at you, you start reading meaning to that. You see, these are some of the things that will affect your inner peace. You need not take anything personally. If somebody is not smiling at you or they don't greet you well, learn to make excuses for them. Oh, maybe he's having a bad day. Yo, maybe he's broke, or maybe the weather is too hot for him. And then you move on. You move on very quickly. Stop blaming everybody for everything that does not go right for you. The moment you say to yourself that, well, maybe he's having a bad day, you release every negative emotion. You release every sense of resentment towards that person, and you become quickly happy again with yourself, because quickly realize that that person is not responsible for your misfortune. So many people are angry today because they felt that they would have been richer if their uncle had helped them. And so they are carrying this resentment around towards their uncle. Another thing you must do to maintain your peace of mind is to give up suffering. Give up suffering. So many people fall in love with their suffering. They hold tightly onto it. The suffering that they experienced in their past relationships that did not work out, their childhood bitter experiences, they hold onto it, they romance it, they justify it, they massage it. They refuse to let go. They just conjure it up in their heads. They entrench themselves in a pity party. Oh, why me? If not for this, if not for that. How do you enjoy inner peace that way? You need to let go of suffering. The same suffering that you are going through. So many other people are going through sufferings. Should we all begin to table everything that we are going through? And you will say that it is not peculiar to you alone. But some of us have learned to move on. We learn to be happy regardless. Because these things are part of life. If you don't want trouble in life, you want everything to be smooth, then you're not truly living. Because how are you going to grow? Challenges make you grow. Bitter experiences make you grow. The people that don't treat you well, they all teach you something. That is life for you. If you don't want trouble in life, then maybe you start living in a cave. Or maybe you should tell God to call you home. But for as long as you are on this earth, there must be trouble. There must be suffering. These are part of growing up. They are part of our growth. They are part of, evolving. So don't justify your suffering. Don't justify anything. Discipline yourself to stop justifying your negative emotions. You keep rehearsing it in your head, how your parents treated you, how your ex-husband behaved, how your boyfriend talked to you. You rehearse and rehearse and you rehearse it. Before you know it, you are crying. You're alone in the room, you are crying. You even turn on your camera, you are recording it. You are recording your pain and your suffering. To what end? You're only hurting yourself. You have to let go. Then another thing is to practice forgiveness. In fact, not just forgiveness, you have to learn to forgive quickly, very quickly. Let go. It is written here that forgiveness is a selfish act. You are not forgiving because of the other person. You are forgiving because of yourself. You really want to be at peace with yourself. You want to be happy. You don't want to carry the baggage of another person all around. The person who hurt you has moved on. The person is laughing and smiling. That is even hurting you. Is it not supposed to be sober? Is it not supposed to be feeling the kind of pain that I feel? Is it not supposed to be and then you're sulking. Learn to forgive. The height of self-discipline in spiritual development is the practice of forgiveness. People will hurt us. People will hurt you. People will throw dirt at you. They will step on your toes. Even Jesus said in the Bible, forgive 70 times, 7 times. Nobody can actually, probably, it's almost impossible for anybody to hurt you 70 times, 7 times, That's 70 times, that's 490 times. Maybe in a day or something. It's almost impossible. That means Jesus is telling you that before anybody even hurts you, forgive them in advance. Forgive them as many times as possible. Have it at the back of your mind that even your loved ones are going to step on your toes. They're going to hurt you. So are you going to keep carrying that baggage around? Forgive quickly. The only question you need to ask and answer after you have had a negative experience is, how long will it take me to get over this event and get on with my life? You move on quickly. It is a selfish act. Forgive them so that you can be at peace. It is for your own good. The forgiveness curve, or what is often called forgetting curve, measures how quickly you forgive and forget a negative experience, and it determines how mentally and emotionally healthy you really are. So your forgiveness curve must not be flat. If it is flat, that means that you are a hurting person. It means that you find it difficult to forgive people, and you're going to be angry for a long time in your life. You're going to be carrying an unnecessary baggage around. Your forgiveness curve must be steep, like having a downward slope. That means as people are bringing the hurt, you are pouring it down. It is being